10 teams remaining for the comp this year in 2025? Or is there potentially 11? Can someone do the unthinkable and win without winning 4 of their first 8 games? Can someone do it for the first time in NRL history? New South Wales fullback, is James Tedesco a lock for the fullback position? Well, I'm going to discuss all 5 candidates, fullbacks for New South Wales, and is there potential to put them all on the team? Is there a truce between Galvin and Luai? Do you believe his comments were genuine, and can they last the season, or does he need to go now? Bulldogs, Warriors and Raiders. Could you have tipped all these 3 teams to be in the top 4? If any of one of you YouTubes can prove it on video, salute to you and send it to me. Be absolutely congratulations to you. But yes, big news as well. Dominic Young, immediate release if he can find a club that wants him for the end of 2025. And also Sandon Smith has been shown the door. See you later, alligator, is what's happening over there. So interesting to see what happens into the future of all this on the greatest game of all, Rugby League, on your favourite channel, Barry Charles Footy Show. Remember to like and subscribe if you like what you're looking. Yes, Dominic Young will get first off to its breaking news straight out the gate. He has been offered the chance to go right here, right now. And they want to keep Daniel Tupou. It doesn't make sense to me. It just does not make sense to me. It reminds me a bit of the Terrell May situation here. Aren't you supposed to be a good coach and coach him to be the better defensively, if that's his issue, Dominic Young? Because he can obviously score tries, no doubt about it, but defensively has been this issue. He's got a player like Daniel Tupou that could teach him the ropes, but I don't know what's happened there. It's clearly not working. So where can he go, Dominic Young? Well, talks as the Knights want him back. Well, do you want him? Because you gave him an offer and he decided to go to the Roosters. Interesting that they just let dogs lie. Would they be a good buy for the Knights? Well, yes and no, because it's obviously defensively that is the issue for any club that's on. Does he need to go there? Yeah, Knights potential, Parramatta. Argue they got Adokar and Bale Simonson as well as Sean Russell and obviously Zach Lomax. So probably suggest not Parramatta, be too much money to go there. Penrith Panthers, is there potential to be on the other side of Toho? Is there a potential buy? Potentially, if the Panthers see some good in him. The Rabbitohs for sure could do with him. Dragons, I mean, there's a whole list of teams they could do with Dominic Young. Most likely he'll end up at the Knights, but it'll be interesting to see. What about Sandor Smith? Now the Roosters, they're cooking too much in the kitchen here. If they sign DCE, you add Sam Walker, so as I say, they're the starting pair, and then what does that mean for Hugo Savili and of course Sandon Smith and more other young guns on the way up? They got to go. Simple as that. They will go. When you got Perth coming in, Sandor Smith might end up there. He could end up at another team like the Sharks if they let go one of their players. There's going to be some interesting moves around there with Sandor Smith. Where else could he go? Dragons, of course. He might be what the Dragons need. So he's a potential buy there for the Dragons. So there's plenty of suitors for him. And it depends if you can show him the money. That's the question mark here. So let's get to New South Wales selection here, folks. What do we think? James Tedesco, should he be the number 1? Or should it be Tommy Turbo? Should it be the incumbent Dylan Edwards? Or should we go to Ryan Papenhuyzen and, of course, Latrell Mitchell? So you got 5 fullbacks that can all make this squad. Let's have a look at the incumbent. Dylan Edwards has had 4 premierships. Clive Churchill, medalist, and obviously came in on the last 2 Origin games and won them both. So he's undefeated in Origin. So that'll take him far. Tedesco, obviously the former Australian New South Wales captain. He's done it all before and he's in red hot form. Then you got Tommy Turbo, in my opinion, is the best fullback out there. But injuries continue to curtail his career. Can he turn it around in terms of his injuries? We will see. What else do I see in terms of players going forward here? Yes, it's you got Ryan Pappenhausen, of course. To me, he's just one of those. If you're going all out attack, he's probably one of the better all out attacks. But defensively, you probably question Ryan Pappenhausen, and then Latrell Mitchell has all the talent in the world, as well as Ryan Pappenhausen, but they've been injury prone, and for Latrell Mitchell, he's also been judiciary prone as well, so question marks over all of them. But getting back to Tommy Turbo, to me, he is the closest thing to Andrew Johns being a halfback. His reliance for Manly, him being in the team, is very much needed. And when he's in the team, they win. When he's not, they lose. As simple as that. 80% of the time, when he's playing for Manly, they win. That's virtually how good Turbo is. So, if I was going straight out, who I think's the best player, it's Tommy Turbo by a mile. But does that lead into selection? Well, if you look at everything going on in the rugby league here, there's potential for some of these players, if they play their best football from here to the rest of their career, like Mitchell, Turbo, Ryan Pappenhausen, Dylan Edwards, of course, if they continue to get to another level. These fellas can be in immortal status. Maybe not Dylan Edwards, but in terms of the talent some of these players have got, if they can go to that next level, they can go to that immortal status. Tedesco, I think it's forgotten about because you had Billy Slater and so close together, but Tedesco has been a very good fullback. Do not disregard his talents. But yes, I was thinking, can we get all these five in the team for this series? Absolutely we can. Will it happen? No way. But this is what could happen if you wanted to put them all in this team. James Tedesco would be fullback. Dylan Edwards would go on the wing. Centre pairing Latrell Mitchell and Tommy Turbo, and Ryan Pappenhausen is your bench utility at 14. Put him on anywhere and let him do his razzle dazzle. Well, if you add in the halves pairing of Luai and Nathan Cleary, then you got it all to do. So let's have a look at New South Wales halfback situation. Moses, the incumbent, done it all, won the series pretty much by himself in the end. Or do you bring in Cleary, who showed his masterclass on the weekend, and he's back in footy? Nathan Cleary's the fullback. I mean, it's the halfback, no doubt about it. Who plays six is probably more the question. Luai, you think the combination between them would get them home. Moses, I think he's going to be left right out if he doesn't get picked. It's going to be a big call, but I think he's going to be left right out. But the person I would be putting into the squad, even though there's probably question marks, they like each other, Lachlan Galvin, absolutely a gun. Within a couple of years, if he continues on his trajectory, he will be in the New South Wales squad, in my opinion. He's obviously got some work to do on his personality, but if he can get that all into focus and gets working hard into training, then look out, it could be absolute pandemonium. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Yes, he's a gun. To me, he's in the likes of the Brett Kenny, Wally Lewis. He is that good. I believe this Galvin's going to be that good, and he has got the talent. But again, like a lot of players like the Jaron Mullins of the games, there's been so many players that have come through. Luke Brooks have been told they're the next Joey and all this, and they all failed. I don't want to put that on Galvin, but let's hope he does go to that next level, and we will see. But to me, I don't know if Parramatta is the right choice in terms of where to go, but, well, we will see in time. So, yeah. So for me, Luai and Cleary for the halves. Speaking of the halves, obviously the Luai basically saying we don't have to be happy to be playing together. To me, that's just absolute nonsense. I can understand you can play it for a little bit, but I think if you want to go to that next level, you need to rekindle that relationship and get it back to where it was, because maybe it wasn't ever there, but there's potential. This can derail this season. If they get a couple of bad losses and continue to go bang, bang, bang. But obviously that cloud around, they're winning as well, but that cloud around whether he's going to go to Parramatta. It looks like the Parramatta immediate thing is now going to be put on hold because the Tigers are we're going too good. If the Tigers had a couple more losses, it would have happened by now. So more than likely, it will be next year, 2026. But I expect an announcement to happen earlier than expected, before the mid-year, depending on what the Tigers do. If the Tigers keep winning and next month they go near top 4, then maybe they hold off and hope for a miracle they'll stay. But there is this legal battle going around, which is going to be the question mark of whether or not they get rid of the legal battle. And that could be in terms of extra pay and let them go for 2026. But yeah, a re-signing, wouldn't that be a miracle for the West Tigers if they could somehow get that over the line and have Galvin there long term? Wouldn't that be unbelievable? Jackson Hastings, yes. Should he be back for the Knights? My question mark is yes, he should be. And I think even if they win again, I think there's going to be a bit of a downhill slide after this weekend for the Knights. The Titans could even put up the upset and really put the scapegoat into Adam O'Brien. We will see. It's going to be interesting how that goes. But Hastings, if Lachlan Galvin can be in the team, Hastings should be in the team. Yes, well, to wrap up this video, we're going to look at the top 10 of each club. I mean, the top 10 they can potentially win in the grand final. And I've put a sneaky in for 11. So let's go through them. So, number 1, in terms of the Bulldogs, are the best defensive team in the comp. But you can question how many tries they score. Their attack might need to go to another level. But to me, they have one hand on the premiership. They should be one of the raging hot favourites to make the grand final. But they might only get to the preliminary. And the question mark for them to get to the grand final will be Toby Sexton, Connor Tracy, Matt Burton, that combination of Redmayne, and can they go to that next level against the big dogs like the Storm and the Broncos? At that level, the Panthers, we will see. But they definitely, worst case, preliminary final. Anything lower than that, it's been a disastrous season from where they are right now. Number 2, the Raiders. Love to attack. The attack's going well, but defensively they are struggling. Even though they're up high, the defense has to improve if they want to be a big chance in the finals. They beat the Storm, but there was no Harry Grant. Add Harry Grant to that team, the Storm won. The Raiders need to go another level if there's any hope of winning this premiership. In my opinion, they got Fogarty, but outside that, the backline's a bit of a question mark. Weeks if he continues to go upwards, but to me, they're going to struggle, and I don't know. Best case for them, I think, is preliminary final. But I think maybe the second round of the finals, they'll go bang, bang out, I think is what's going to happen for the Raiders. And then the Warriors somehow are in the competition here, folks. The Warriors are third. But yes, their attack is woeful. They need to go to another level attack-wise. Because defensively, they're there. They're in with a chance of this competition. But attack-wise is their weakness. Yes, DWZ is back. Roger's going to be back soon. They need to be scoring points. They need to be doing big stuff here if they really want to be a premiership contender. To me, the Warriors can win it all, but they could easily bundle out by round 2. I think they'll get through round 1 if they make the finals, which I'm assuming they're going to. But really, they want to be in their top 4 to give themselves their guaranteed second round. For the Warriors, they are a big hope. I wouldn't label them the team to beat. I think the Bulldogs and the team after this are the 2 teams to beat at this stage. Well, actually, no, there's another team down the bottom that might be able to sneak into the grand final as well. We will see. Number 4, the Storm. Well, they're clearly in the chance. To me, though, they're just a bit, their second halves are concerning. Bring back Harry Grant should help, but there's just a bit of question marks of them playing 80 minutes. But again, they are winning games. They've lost some, but they continue to win more games than they lose. And they hit form at the right time, then danger zones. They are the team to beat. With their best team, they are the team to beat the Storm. They should be winning this year's premiership. But there's no guarantee of that. But anything less than the preliminary final for the Storm will be disappointing. But I expect them to be in the grand final. And the team to play against them, well, this is when you get into question marks city here, folks, where you think teams will end up in the competition. It's going to be an interesting old game in terms of what happens going forward. Yes, the Broncos are 5th at the moment. They are, to me, a team that can win the comp, or they miss out the top 8 altogether. I'm not sure where they're at the moment. Not 100% sure what's happening with the Broncos, whether they can do it. Question marks all over their team for me. They've got experience enough to get them there if they do, but I think prelim at best. I just feel that the Ben Hunt and the Reynolds, they are good players, but they might just falter in the big dance. But they have the chance of potentially making the grand final. 6, the Sharks. Am I smoky to win it or not? To me, it depends on Hines. That's the question mark you have on Hines. Braden Triller, Brayley, as well as Will Kennedy, if they can do it in the big games. That's the question mark because they've got everything else covered. Their forward pack's enough. Their wingers are enough. They can win it. But it'll depend on them. They are the team with the Bulldogs, who are the 2 to me to meet the Storm in the grand final. One of those 2 should be the other grand finalists, in my opinion. But there is potential for the Warriors and the Broncos if they are at their best. After that, you're starting to struggle for me, to be brutally honest with these other teams. I really do think they're struggling in terms of chances. Mainly, if they get on a run and Tommy Turbo's on fire, they can make the grand final, but they can easily miss out. And to me, I think they're going out in round 1 of the finals. West Tigers. I think they're going to make finals football, but there's no guarantee of that. But I think that'll be it for them as well if they do make it. I think, yeah, they'll be the Eagles might not even make it at all, folks. Cowboys, in my opinion, I hope their defense is just not up to the NRL standard. And the Rabbitohs, no Cameron Murray, they can't win. They're struggling, and I really do think they're struggling. The other team is Penrith. Penrith are the only team outside of this 4 wins out of 8 games. They could potentially go all the way to the grand final, but they got to get to the finals first. And they're going to have to win a few more in a row to really start going, hey, we can do it. But they're a team that could potentially come up with the big dance, the big upset. Maybe they can turn it up and be the team you expect. But I'm not sure. In terms of all the other teams, they're gone. Roosters maybe can get 8th, but I think every other team's gone. Titans aren't going to do it. The Dragons aren't going to do it. Parramatta are not going to do it. There's a lot of teams at the bottom of the table that are just see you later alligators for me. They're just not with a chance in this big dance. But anyway, that's Barry Charles Footy Show for this episode. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video.